Leading into its release, Netflix marketed its new miniseries, Apple Cider Vinegar, as a truish version of the story of real-life con artist Belle Gibson, but the show actually includes other real inspirations as well. Apple Cider Vinegar centers on Belle Gibson as she rose to popularity and quickly plummeted after it was revealed that she had faked having cancer. As the series depicts, the true story had massive implications for Gibson herself but, more importantly, for all those who had followed her and believed her stories, as she inspired others to forego traditional cancer treatment. Additionally, Apple Cider Vinegar includes shocking real details, including that of Milla Blake's similar treatment plan and follower appeal. Both Belle and Milla touted their natural lifestyles and ability to battle cancer without treatment. The series creates competition between the two to become the bigger influencers, but it also does not shy away from the harm that they do others. This harm is especially clear in Apple Cider Vinegar's ending, which sees the truth finally come to light. However, the sadness of Milla's story has also left audiences wondering how much of her story is true. Milla Blake is partially inspired by the real story of Jessica Ainscough. Aside from the name change, their stories are very similar. While Milla Blake's story is not entirely truthful to the real story of the influencer Jessica Ainscough, the two are very similar. Like Milla, Jessica Ainscough was diagnosed with the rare cancer, epithelioid sarcoma, at the age of 22, and after being informed of her illness and the most likely treatment, chose to forego the doctor's recommendations. Instead, Ainscough, like her apple cider vinegar counterpart, turned to alternative treatments, including the controversial Gerson therapy, called Hirsch therapy in the series, which she claimed worked for her. Similar to the portrayal in Netflix's series, Ainscough decided to document her wellness journey in a blog that became famous across Australia and allowed her to host events and write a wellness book. While the real-life Belle Gibson and Jessica Ainscough did know each other from being in the same wellness circles, there was no feud similar to that portrayed in Apple Cider Vinegar. Instead, Jessica Ainscough was said to be a kind and caring individual who was beloved by her family and friends. Jessica Ainscough died from epithelioid sarcoma in 2015. Tragically, Milla's inspiration also passed away. Sadly, just as Apple Cider Vinegar portrays, Jessica Ainscough did pass away from her cancer in 2015 when she was only 29 years old. After her mother died from cancer several years earlier, also foregoing traditional cancer treatment, Ainscogh's cancer returned and was tragically untreatable. Another detail that Apple Cider Vinegar got right was Belle Gibson showing up at the influencer's funeral, despite barely knowing her. Other attendees who truly missed Ainscough were shocked to see Belle Gibson there and making the moment about herself. Via the Sydney Morning Herald, Milla Blake's story is undeniably one of the saddest in Apple Cider Vinegar owing to her decision to use alternative medicines rather than opt for the safer choice of traditional cancer treatment. Both Belle and Milla serve as a tragic reminder to audiences of the dangers of peddling unproven treatments to people who are truly ill. However, Jessica Ainscogh's story shows a level of dedication that is remarkable and a life full of love, and her embodiment in Milla Blake allows Apple Cider Vinegar to explore the triumphs and difficulties that her real inspiration faced.